I've tested over a dozen different auto litter boxes on my channel over the last year. This is my favorite budget option. You can usually find this for about $200, usually between $150 to $200 on websites like Amazon, TikTok Shop, even Temu will sometimes have this. This is an AutoScooper11. It is a perfect intro auto litter box if you're looking for a budget option. This was gifted to me by the brand, and of course I couldn't say no. When they showed me the pink color, I said, yes, I will do an updated review. I did a review maybe 6 months to a year ago on this model of the white version. I absolutely loved it. I think it's really comparable to the Mikasa I think it's the M4, which is about $500. And like I said, this one is normally under $200. There are some setbacks, and I'll discuss that, but here are the big pros that I see within this auto litter box. I love the open top design. My cats took to this really quickly. Within an hour, both of them had used this. It's perfect if you have large cats like Maine Coons or other really large cats. And I really like the simple interface. It only has 3 buttons. It has the cleaning button, the emptying button, and then the power button. One thing to note, when you do an empty cycle, you need to keep this plastic piece. So you're gonna put this plastic piece to cover up the grate, and then you'll press the empty button. That will make sure that none of this litter goes through the grate into the reservoir section, and it'll just fall into the trash. I also just really like the price of this. If you're looking to take the step from basic litter box to your first ever auto litter box, I think this one is perfect. And it did come in a few different colors. It came in cream, white, and of course pink. I had to choose pink. I also really prefer auto litter boxes where the trash empties in the bottom. I find that they're easier to clean. I also find that they tend to have less odor than the side emptying litter boxes. So I do really like that this one has the bottom trash bag. Now onto the cons, and there are some cons for this auto litter box. Obviously there's going to be differences between a $500 auto litter box and a $200 one. I would say here are the big ones. The big ones are the app. There is no app for this auto litter box, and the safety sensors, which sounds scary, but I'm going to explain how this auto litter box works and why I plan to keep it. So typically in more high-end auto litter boxes, there will be a ton more sensors. There's usually motion sensors. The litter robot can sense a cat up to 1 foot away and pause, whereas this one is more of a weight sensor. So you need to make sure it's on stable ground. If your cat goes in during a cleaning cycle, it will pause. I'm gonna insert a clip of a cleaning cycle, but basically when it does a cleaning cycle, it'll first rotate a little bit, like halfway. This is just to move around the litter and to help create clumps. It also really helps with odor control because that litter is covering up the smell. Then it'll pause for a few seconds, then it does its full emptying. And that's where this will rotate fully here. There's a small opening that stays open here in the back, and then it empties the clumps and the poo into the trash. What I have done myself as sort of an extra safety protocol is I have this up against a flat wall. So my cat is never playing behind the machine. I definitely understand that the sensors will be a deal breaker for a lot of people. I totally understand. In that case, I would recommend the Mikasa M4. Again, like I said, that one's more than double the price. But if you want something with really excellent sensors, I would recommend that, or Litter Robot 4. I'll have both of them linked down below if you want them. Other major downside to this auto litter box is that it does not have an app. So there's no weight tracking, there's no notifications when your cat uses it, there's no app at all. There's no app option. It is just the 3 buttons and the auto litter box. I will say this does have manual mode, meaning you can just press clean, but it also has automatic mode. It stays in automatic mode and will clean your cat's litter. I believe it's about a minute to a minute and a half after your cat leaves the litter box. It will automatically start cleaning. I know my last video about the AutoScooper11 was really popular and you guys had a lot of questions, which I love. I came up with a few questions and I looked at some questions from the last video. I'll be answering them here in the Q&A section. First question is how often to clean the auto litter box. What I do is I fully empty out the litter every 2 weeks. So I'll do an empty cycle. And then once a month, I will clean this out. So I will fully remove the barrel section and do a clean. And just to show you how to remove the barrel, you just press these buttons on the side and then lift up the barrel. Mine is pink, but yours might be a different color. I clean the barrel actually in the tub. I will use Dawn dish soap and an old dish brush that I only use for cleaning auto litter boxes. I'll just scrub it out and then dry it with some old towels and it's good to go. If you have a larger house and you have a backyard, it would be a lot easier to clean it outside with a hose. So definitely do that if you have a backyard. Can I use regular trash bags? Yes, you can use small, regular kitchen trash bags in here. They also sell specifically sized trash bags. PetPivot sells them and some other Amazon sellers will sell them. Question number 3, did my cats adjust easily to this box? Yes. Both of them had either gone number 1 or number 2 within an hour of me having this. I think what is helpful is using the same litter that they normally use. If you're having any sorts of issues with them using a new auto litter box, it might sound a little gross, but take a cup of their dirty litter from their old litter box and put it in their new litter box. Having that smell will help them to get used to the new litter box. Other things you can do are putting a catnip toy inside of there. That will help them be encouraged to explore inside. Another option you could do is using a litter that has some sort of attractant in it. Like I've used Boxy Glow and that worked awesome. It has these like glowing crystals that help to attract cats into litter boxes. Question number 4, do I need an app to use this litter box? So the AutoScooper11 does not have any app available. So there's no app for this auto litter box, which means there's no weight tracking and no notifications when your cat uses it. Like I said, it's a super simple interface, only 3 buttons. Is this box senior friendly, kitten friendly, Munchkin cat friendly? Respectfully, no. This auto litter box, your cat does need to be able to climb up in it. So unless you were to put like some cardboard box as a step or something, I do think it would be best for adult-sized cats that have good mobility and are able to climb up in. That being said, my kitten, now cat Steven, he's about 13 months old and he was able to climb in no problem, and he does have pretty short legs. If you know that your cats have trouble jumping, this might not be the best option. If you are looking for a low entry auto litter box where cats can just easily walk in, I would recommend the Furry Tail one. And I'll have that link down below too, and you'll be able to find a review on my channel for that as well. Next question, what if I have more than 1 cat? So auto litter boxes are perfect for multi-cat homes because they clean in between each use. Regular litter boxes just kind of stay dirty until you, the owner, clean them, whereas the auto litter boxes are constantly being cleaned, so your cat always has fresh litter to go into. All right, that's it for my Q&A. If you guys have questions for me, let me know in the comments below, and I'm happy to do a follow-up video answering any questions. Thanks so much for watching. If you're looking for an auto litter box and want to go down the rabbit hole and look through a whole bunch of different reviews, I'm going to have the playlist linked down below. Feel free to watch my videos about all the different auto litter boxes that are available. Like I said, out of the dozen that I've tested in the last year, this is my favorite budget option under $200. I'm going to have this auto litter box linked in the description. Thanks again. See you soon.